Hello and welcome into Devils and Details baseball coverage. I'm Jordan Kaye alongside Joey Caulo and Alec Henden, and we're going to talk some Sun Devil baseball today. So guys, they struggled very. Sun Devil fans were getting worried there for a little bit, and then they come out and rattle off 4 in a row. What were you seeing out of this team? What changed? They just hit a switch. What happened?
They started scoring early, getting leads. They got a 5-0 lead in the first game, and they built a 9-0 lead in the second game within the first few innings. Anytime you do that, lets your pitcher settle in, kind of makes strategy a little bit easier for you as a coach, and you can just kind of manage the game from there. They were able to do that and get some clutch hits as well, getting guys, not leaving them stranded on second base, getting them in, and that certainly helped this weekend, and that's why they're 1-4 in a row now.
Oh, I think there's been a major issue. They've finally got to play some home games. They've been really struggling on the road. They got to play at Phoenix Muni, and they played very well. Connor Higgins was the hero from the game Tuesday night. Went 3 2/3 in relief, and then they said his velocity, he sat at like 91, 92 most of the game. He got it all the way up to 95 in the last inning when they needed him to get the big outs, and that was the main reason. Overall, it was just they played better, and they got the home field, which was a major difference for them this weekend.
And Washington State is a very good hitting team, but ASU seemed to not have a problem with it. Who on the starting pitching side really helped ASU kind of get deep into the games and allow them to get the early runs and early leads?
Well, in the first game of the series, really, I think set a standard for the rest of the series was Gage Canning. Coming in the leadoff spot, his second time up, he clocked one over the fence, was a 3-run home run. And I think you saw a different kind of energy from that team. It kind of got them believing, we can get big hits, we can get this lead, let's do this thing. And they really competed all 3 games. And in the third game, a pretty good game by Lingos, but it was really the bullpen that came in, set him up to where in the 9th inning, Ryan Lillard hitting the 3-run home run to tie it up. I think this was a big series overall, though, just getting the team some confidence and really getting everybody competing and chipping in. They did a good job of that this weekend.
I just think it's been a combination of they finally got to go home, like I mentioned earlier, and I think a team gets kicked around that much. They're competitive people. They've been playing baseball their whole life. They don't like losing. Just come together, know that there's a matchup you can handle. Washington State's a team that's in a similar position to Arizona State talent-wise, and the home field was the main reason they were able to come together this weekend.
And one of the offensive heroes or stars was Tyler Williams, had a few home runs there. Who else on the offensive side were you seeing that was a major contributor?
Well, with Tyler Williams, just to go to him real quick, he's a very good fastball hitter. And when he's able to get a fastball where he's ahead of the count, 2-1, 3-1, you see him do some damage. He did that this weekend. But as I mentioned earlier, Gage Canning, that's a guy that just a few weeks ago, he wasn't even really in the starting lineup. Now he's batting leadoff, and he's got good production. I think he's batting somewhere in the 340, 350 range, and he's all of a sudden got some power. So you get guys like that on both ends of the lineup coming through, it just sets you up so well heading into these Pac-12 games.
I'd say the one person I look for on the offense has been Andrew Snow. He hasn't been getting a lot of at-bats, but when he does play, he hits the ball well. The glove is a major issue, but if the Sun Devils can find a way to hide his bat, I know they don't like to give up the DH spot usually, but I think Snow could be a key contributor down the end of the stretch of the season. Not getting a lot of at-bats right now, but I definitely think that's someone Tracy Smith should look to for the rest of the season.
And that offense has helped the pitching staff. You mentioned Eder Rivas has gone very deep, has been a very good reliever. Eli Lingos and Chaz Montoya have been very good starting. How is the bullpen and the pitchers alike just kind of done, and who you look for going forward?
Well, I think Chaz Montoya is definitely the most interesting. I mean, he's a 150-pound freshman, but he can bring some heat. He goes after batters. He's not afraid. So we'll see how he develops in the season. But bullpen-wise, Connor Higgins has done a great job. He did a great job in that Thursday night game. I think he went 3 innings. Doesn't walk anybody, but he really knows how to attack hitters. And I think he's a very intense guy. You see him pump his fist every time he gets a strikeout. You got a guy like that on the mound, I think it's kind of contagious within the team. You see a guy fighting and really showing a lot of motion. The defensive players behind him pick that up, and I think the team as a whole is kind of jiving together at a good time.
I'd say Rivas is the most important pitcher for this bullpen. If he can go out there and throw strikes, he's always had issues with the command. The arm's always been good, but if he can throw strikes and attack hitters, he's huge. He's a guy that can get big outs for the Sun Devils. I know he's had some injury concerns, but I think Rivas is the most important pitcher in the back end of the bullpen going forward.
All right, and what do you guys see going forward? Can the Sun Devils make this 5-6 game win streak?
Well, they got a good opportunity coming up. Next game is against UNLV. Already beat them twice, so theoretically you should be able to beat them. And then you have Cal State Bakersfield, who, if you remember last year in the tournament, they went and beat UCLA on the road. So this isn't just a checkmate type of series. But if you can get these out-of-conference wins, get some momentum as you work back into Pac-12 play, I think so. You could see them get on a little run here.
I think the most important thing for the Sun Devils now that will be their advantage is the weather's heating up. We're going to see temperatures in the 90s and the 100s the rest of the way through the season. And I think that's an advantage against teams that play in California, like Oregon, the schools up north, where the weather's still cool. They can use that to their advantage when they have the home field and won't get tired. And if they can play well in the heat, that's a big difference for them.
All right, we'll see if we can, Arizona State can extend their winning streak. For Joey Caulo and Alec Henden, I'm Jordan Kaye, and this has been your Baseball Roundtable.